Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, June 6th, 2026. There's a lot to discuss and cover about the market. We have, for example, of course, crypto has taken a big dump or pullback, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but also we have other big major companies that are making a big noise throughout the entire market, right? We have, for example, the IPO launch of SpaceX, I believe this Thursday. It's the 11th. Yes, this Thursday, which will probably go live, right? And many people, traders, are taking their money out because they want to get in on it. They're trying to make profits. And then, of course, there's two other companies out there that are making big headlines. But before we get to the show, if you're new, please like and follow. We definitely want to see this channel grow. We all know that I am a blue collar that goes live on Saturday mornings. I'm not the only person that's awake. I know many people are, if you are an early individual. And hopefully you guys are enjoying your summer. Also, I have my merchandise, my Crypto Crickets merchandise, right? Just make sure it's on the link in the bio. The link is right there. Or you can just type in Crypto Crickets .biz, B-I-Z, okay? Also, if you have the WebAuth wallet, for every purchase you make, I believe you get airdrop 5,000 peg tokens to your wallet. So make sure you follow the instructions on how to get those tokens airdropped to your WebAuth wallet if you use the Simplex. If you don't have the WebAuth wallet, make sure you download it. Okay, we are up 400 and some new wallets. It's great, it's growing. We're just shy under 1 million. There's like 869,000 WebAuth wallets, which is nice. We want to see that grow every day. And let's get into the show. So there's a lot to discuss when it comes to the market. Obviously, we've already seen that we've discussed in the last few weeks that XRP is the biggest thing. They're utilizing the hype on the markets with everybody that's invested into it, with the Clarity Act and the crazy amount of numbers that you're gonna see coming in. But that's not what I see right now. What I see is the market's pulling back pretty hard right now, and it's gonna pull back for a while because of the stock market. Okay, you cannot compete when it comes to the stock market when you have actual products being delivered to the consumer. Crypto, on the other hand, doesn't have that unless you are utilizing the XPR network or the Metallicus, the entire ecosystem. So if you want to make market and want to make money in the bear market, well, you want to lend and borrow and yield farm, or perhaps stake. That's what you choose to do, but that's what you can do. Or maybe even go on a limb and actually buy some of those meme coins that are launching, pump and dump, and there's really nothing else you can do in crypto, because this can drag on for a while before we see crypto pump. Okay, now, like I said, if you're new, like and subscribe, comment. First one is SpaceX. We all know that SpaceX, we know Elon Musk is crazy. He wants to be the first trillionaire. He wants to make sure that, he's providing goods and services to the economy. But realistically, I think he just wants money. But to do more things, right? With those satellites and so on and so forth. And with that being said, I'm not too optimistic about SpaceX, even though their IPO launch price is at 135. I think what's gonna happen, it might run and then it's gonna dump, and I can probably get SpaceX for less, and I'll probably load up on it, but I don't know how long it's gonna take before it actually gives me my return on investments. Now, I'm not too thrilled about that. I'm not too optimistic because, Elon Musk, went from Tesla vehicles now focusing on the Optimus robots. And then he's got the satellites. And then he's got Starlink. And then he has Grok AI. He's got all these things going on. That great guy. I mean, the guy knows how to really, make business. But again, I'm not too convinced with SpaceX. I will buy into it, but I'm not gonna buy on the launch. Because if I wasn't not allowed to be on the pre-IPO, buy at a lower price, then I want nothing to do with it. Not at this moment. I want to go, I want to get in at a lower price because I'm a retail. The other company that's also that's making some news, some headwaves in the entire market, right, of corporate America, is Anthropic, which is another AI company. And then we also have OpenAI. I don't know exactly how much utility Anthropic is going to offer, but what I do know is that Anthropic might be a bit better than SpaceX, okay? And then of course we have OpenAI, which I use ChatGPT. I use it all the time. I think it's great. I know that for a fact. That's going to be something that's going to be completely utilized all the time. If we can actually use AI at a cheaper price, great. But then you're also seeing big tech companies like Nvidia, AMD with those new chips, right, added, which is insane because again, you're going to see those big tech companies skyrocket. Now, we saw AMD went up to like 500 since, last year. And that is a lot. That is, like a 400% increase from last year. That's a lot. That's huge. And so, we're due for a correction. I wouldn't buy personally right now because it's a little high. But that's what AI is going to be used for all those chips and anything else in computer where it's just completely skyrocketing. All right. I think AI and maybe OpenAI and Anthropic is probably better than SpaceX for sure. And the same thing too is I wouldn't be buying in at the launch. I would wait until it, wipes out the retail and then, pull back pretty hard and then find a good entry point to buy a lot of these stocks because I'm a big crypto advocate, right? Enthusiast. But at the same time, when I see money in the stock market or anywhere else in precious metal, I'm going in. Money is money, ladies and gentlemen. You never leave anything out of there. And Jesus Christ, okay. And I don't want to leave money on the table. I'm here to make money just like you guys are, but the difference is I don't do this 24/7. Okay, I spot trade, I look at the charts, I glance at them and see how we are for the week, the monthly, and the daily. And when I really do get into it, then I'll go into the shorter time frames and see what we think is going on. Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna show you real quick the chart of Nvidia and AMD because you guys need to see how AI with Anthropic and OpenAI, right, it's being utilized for this and how they play a big major role. For example, we're gonna start off with AMD, and we're starting to see a pullback. Okay, now let's see, the slideshow is over. Let's go to the big charting screen right there. I'll make myself a lot smaller. Oh, Jesus, a little too small, but that's fine. All right, so let's get into it. Look, as you can see, this is the weekly chart. Since well, let's look at the monthly first, and then we'll go to the weekly. Okay, so as you can see, since last year of April, it has been going up from $79 all the way up to 520, 530. What is that number? $550, right? It is up so much, like literally about 500%. It's due for a correction. I mean, this candle looks like crypto, really. Very volatile. So now when we go in the shorter time frame, let's go for the weekly. As you can see, okay, that was last year of April, right? Somewhere around there. It's been going up, right? Hit 265 sometime of last year in December and January. Pulled back in March, right? And then after somewhere earlier March, it had just been going up. And as you can see, like I said, it's been going up. I know they just announced, I know Nvidia just announced about the new chip that they're adding, right? But again, it looks very well overextended. I think I can see that if it comes back down about 316 to about 266, that would be a good entry point for me when it comes to AMD. Okay, when I look at the candles right here, I see that there's, you know, a selling area. All that buying has been dying. Now it's selling. People are taking profits, and you're probably going to see more of that. Okay, but that's how important, that's how big those companies, those AI companies are going to be for technology. And it's not just for that. Then we got robotics, right? So if you can actually add those chips to your robots for automation, that's going to be huge. That's why it's a big player that not only we just focus on crypto, but we focus on the stock market. Because if you're crypto and technology, well, you got to be about stocks and technology. It is what it is. Same thing with Nvidia. You see Nvidia right here. Nvidia has been doing well. Okay, it just keeps going up. Since the year of 2022, it has constantly gone up. It has, you know, made corrections by pulling back, right? And then of course it goes up higher again. Now there is still a big area here of, like, let's say $67, which we'll never see because it closed that gap. It kind of pulled back and it got rid of that. So that's done. We're just gonna see Nvidia keep going higher and higher, but it's doing at a steadily rate. It's not going crazy, but it is going high, and that's what you're seeing about Nvidia. Okay, even the monthly chart, I like the monthly chart. I like the way it's been going. But when you look at the monthly, you guys, you can see here on the bar volumes, the volume is dying. Because when you look at that, right, you're seeing that we are kind of almost in a downtrend when it comes to those RSIs. Right there. Okay, does it have to go down? No, but it's probably due for a correction. It might come back down to 138. Give it, you know, yeah, around there, 138, $140. That would be a good entry point for me when it comes to Nvidia. And so that's that. So I hope that you guys are keeping an eye on that, because you know that the market doesn't look good in crypto. I mean, just when you look at those charts, when you look at those crypto areas, you see, you know, Bitcoin holding at 60,000, but I know it's going to go lower. You see Ethereum at 1,500 and some change. You're seeing Solana at $62. The entire market is down. XRP itself is $1 and some change, some 8 pennies. So as you can see, this is not going to stop, because people are getting ready to throw their money into these big AI companies. Most people say, I know they don't like the fact that AI facilities are being built in your areas. Well, let me tell you something. Your politicians have already sold out on you. So if you don't invest into these companies, sooner than later, you're gonna get left behind, because it doesn't matter how you feel or what you think, if it's right or wrong. It's more about what it is. And what it is that they're moving forward. Companies are being built whether you like it or not. And if you don't benefit from this, if you don't invest in this, then what is the point of doing this, complaining without getting any results? At least get paid for this, right? Instead of complaining. So that's why AI is a big market, and other companies that are going to be coming into this market for AI are going to profit, and you should profit. Okay. But before we get back to the show, again, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Make sure comment on there as well. I would like to know what you guys think about the show. And last but not least, make sure you check out the Crypto Crickets merch on my website. Just make sure you type in cryptocrickets.biz and find your favorite tee that you like about crypto. If you do have the WebAuthor wallet, as I was saying, for every t-shirt that you buy or merchandise that you buy on my website, you get airdrop 5,000 peg tokens to your WebAuthor wallet. Okay, just make sure you follow the instructions so that I can manually airdrop those to your wallet. With that being said, if you don't have the WebAuthor wallet, make sure you download it and utilize the entire platform, and make sure you get KYC verified. Once you actually do those basic steps, right, then you can just, go to Metal Client Services on X to speed up the process, and you're done. Enjoy everything on the blockchain. If you don't know how to really use that, go back to my other videos. I showed you guys how to utilize the WebAuthor wallet, what you need to do so that you don't get confused. Okay, now back to the show. We talked about these big companies for 2026. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about if Donald Trump is going to be or not. Is he going to lose the midterms? I don't care about any of those things. I don't care about the Clarity Act. All these things are a big distraction. What you should be doing is, utilizing the MetalX platform with your WebAuthor wallet. So if you have thousands and thousands of Doge and Solanas and XRPs, HBARs, Cardanos, Litecoin, right? And anything else that's in the XPR network, then you should be lending and borrowing, making money on the bear market. What you also should be doing is buying crypto. Okay, you should be buying these coins because they are going to shit. They're shitting right now. Okay, right now it's accumulation process, as you can see. Right, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is it's about to go back down to 0014, 0013. It might even tap 009. And I'm gonna keep buying a shitload of crypto, right? Because this may last all the way to like November and December before we finally see a run. And that's what you want to do. Or it may not come this year. It may be delayed, or it may be ignored until next year. So what you should be doing is loading up on crypto, because it's actually, buying those big dips. As you can see, this is the monthly chart. It doesn't look good, but it might come back up a little bit and then keep pulling back down and test this area, right? This is going to be a great entry point for me, because I am going to have a shitload of XPRs, and I can yield farm it or lend and borrow or use it as collateral for borrowing, some other tokens on the platform, and not only collect those coins, but also collect those loan protocol tokens. All right, so it's a win-win for me. With with that being said, as you can see, I don't know, it can go lower. Actually, XPR, it's been pulling back hard. This is the monthly chart. And as you can see, there's that reversal candle right there, that big nasty little red candle. I think it's gonna go one more, hit that area of 0.01396, and then probably start doing a little bit of reversal to go up, right? Go up. If it doesn't get above that 20531, the 0025, then it's probably going to come back down a little lower, retest that area 008. Well, that is a steal. Okay, that's a steal. Okay, same thing with Metal Blockchain. Metal Blockchain is part of what? It's part of the Metallicus ecosystem. Okay, as you can see, this is the weekly. Kind of charted this out, and it looks like it's done a reversal, right? If it doesn't get, let's say here, right, I'll be buying more in this area here again, around that 12 cents. Right now is at what, 12 something? Might as well just buy it now, right? I don't see the difference, but it's probably gonna come back lower, and metal seems to be holding itself pretty good. Okay, seems to be holding pretty good, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back and it touches this area, the neckline of like 8 pennies. If it does, I'll be buying more, but I have to get confirmation that it's going to come down there, and I will buy more because, again, I want to keep making money. I want to put myself in a good position so that way when I do actually put them in more yield farm, it's not costing me a lot of money. I'm lending and borrowing, and I'm getting paid in the bear market. And that's how you're able to make it through crypto and not really lose everything. There was a guy on TikTok. I mean, this person is down 80 fucking percent, 88, I think. He only has about $16,000 left. I mean, this guy said that he liquidated his entire 401k among other assets. He didn't give two shits. He went all in on crypto. That's wild. If you are a trader, if you with experience, you know the rule. Protect your capital by any means necessary. Okay? All the time. Always have money on hand so that you can have a position to play and make money. Don't be like that guy. 88%. That shit was wild. It's wild. I don't know how people do it, but they do it. Okay? Different strokes for different folks. Now that's something I wouldn't be able to handle. All right. With that news, the MetalX platform is going to have, which is this platform right here. I want to see. If you've never seen the Metal platform, for those who are new, this is the Metal platform right here. Big screen here. This is the Metal platform that I utilize to lend and borrow the coins. Okay. What they're doing, because I have a DEX trading platform like Spot, and you have to pair it with XMD, which is our stable coin on the Metal platform, the Metallicus, right? Basically, they're also going to add perpetuals, leverage trading, which is pretty neat because there are over 800,000 accounts, and the company can make money by leverage trading. And so the good thing about it that I do like is that it's live trading, so you get, the real price of these coins. That's a good thing about it. But they're updating. I don't know how they're going to set it up, but I know they have to make an update on this platform, on their DEX trading platform. Okay, right here, this is the DEX trading platform. Right now it's just spot trading. As you can see, you pair it up, and that's that with XMD. Okay. I don't know how they're gonna do it. They're gonna change something in this area, and then you're gonna be able to leverage trade and make money on the way going down, because that's what crypto is, man. I don't like to, just spot trade. If I see something so obvious that's gonna that where you can capitalize, there it is. Okay, now I said a while back, sometime in May, that it was gonna come back down, and it did, and it went below that 115 mark of XRP. As you can see, it's tapping all these areas, these wicks, testing them out. And you're gonna see more of that because it's XRP. XRP still has an area to hit around, 70 cents. It might go back to 60 cents. I hate to break it to you, but these are the wicks that I saw, and as you can see, XRP is tapping that. What they'll probably see is maybe a reversal here, right below this, the 114, and then just keep going lower. Some people say it's like 70 cents. I see it on the neckline of 57 cents. So that's what I see. And it will hit that area. So that's what MetalX is doing, the Metallicus company, with this platform. They're going to add perpetuals to bring in more money. Of course, there was a governance proposal that was closed to adding a fee when you withdraw your coins from the lending and borrowing platform, because they are working with investors and maybe with the credit union banks, and they want to see actually money coming in, so that the lending and borrowing protocol is a sustainable platform. That's what it is. And then of course the leverage trading, so that you can actually have more money coming in, but also attracting more traders. Okay, with that being said, as you can see, it shows again that XRP is gonna go through the fucking moon. You got people that these influencers saying that it's an XRP shakeout minus 70%. Okay, that means you should have sold at $3 and some change and bought back in at 70 cents, 90 cents. It doesn't matter, it depends how low it goes, but you should have bought there. And that's what's being predicted. Okay, what's being utilized? The Clarity Act. Again, the Clarity Act has nothing to do with you if you are a retailer, if you're not a fintech, if you're not a bank or an institution, right? Majority of stuff does not apply to you. A lot of us don't even know what's in that, because Congress keeps going back and forth, playing around, utilizing it as a way of distraction. That is why I don't pay attention to it. Just tell me what is a security and a commodity, right? What are the rules? And that's it. I'll move on. That's it. That's all you do. So careful, because again, they might, a lot of these influencers might actually leave you financially wrecked. That's what I'm saying. Look at the charts. Make sure you look on the weekly, the monthly, see how it's going, right? Look at those indicator tools. Are we still going down? Probably, right? And it looks like that way. And so it's probably what you should be doing is being patient, wait until it goes hit lower as far as you think it's going to go, and start buying those dips and accumulate, so that way you can ride it up on the way going up. Take that money. Don't get too greedy, right? And when you sell, try not to go back in there. Protect your money by any means necessary. I mean, look at this. Japan is breaking reverse carry trade XRP to $1,000. Like, really? An XRP, really? Like, who the fuck wants to buy this for $1,000 in XRP? They have over 100 billion fucking coins. There's a reason why Bitcoin is at 60,000 or 120,000 to the all-time high, because it was only 21 million, right? And it's not controlled by anyone. It's manipulated, but it's not controlled by one person. Somebody else that might have bought Bitcoin back in the early days, they can sell, thousands of these and hurt, big institutions. That's why it's so valuable, and it's a commodity. Okay, that's what it is. All right, so that's that with this one here. The next one we're gonna go and look at is, yeah, so that was metal blockchain. Now it's time for metal DAO. Metal DAO, as you can see, has also been falling off a cliff, right? But I don't want to see it go any lower than that. It's been since 2020. It's at literally at the area where it needs to be. The lowest it can go is 11 cents. If it does go down there, then I will buy more. But Metal DAO is due for something, for a big change. The governance tokens not doing too well. Okay. And it needs to figure something out. Okay, let's see the market cap. Okay, there it is. Now I'm gonna look more on the market cap rather than the actual charting, because there's more history to it. Okay, so it can probably come back down and retest those areas of interest, which is, let's say, yeah, that was pretty close. Yeah, so it's gonna definitely get into that area of 23 cents. Yeah, it's gonna hit down those 12 cents again. And that's actually a good buy if it does that, but it needs to show some momentum here, because it doesn't look good right there. It's got to hit those like the 17 all the way to like 13 and a half and some change, and that would be a good entry point to make money. Okay. So keep an eye on that. Of course, Solana is probably taking a dump too, as you can see. I was hoping that it rejected this area, the support, right? Hold that support, bounce back up 124 and then reverse it, but it's not doing that. It's got this big round crown pattern, which is not a good sign. It means you're going to get screwed, but there's still a chance. I'm probably looking to get in more on Solana at $36 and some change. That's going to be my initial entry point. I did buy some at 80 some dollars. I'm not going to sit here and say no, but if I buy it down here, my dollar cost average comes back down low and I'm ready to go, ready loading up, and I will sell once it makes its run, because I want to see that. All right, and so with that being said, that's how Solana looks like. Ethereum, on the other hand, also looks like shit. All right. We got this, what is it, 15, 15, 14 that it tapped in there. And this is the weekly. Don't want to care. So it's probably going to come back and probably hit like 1100 area. Probably even tap 1900-ish, right? And then go higher. That's what probably it's going to do. It doesn't look good. Bitcoin, on the other hand, also looks like it's going to be flirting in this area of 46,000, 50,000, right? It might even tap, yeah, 40,000 just to scare people off. If it goes lower, then it goes lower, but that's crypto, and then it's, you know, Bitcoin, and then it's probably going to go higher. But we're still on a downtrend. Okay, then we have precious metals. Also, they took a good beating, as you can see. There's that big nasty oof. Silver looks like it's gonna go lower. It's gonna come down to 61 or probably tap 54 to 48 in that area. So it is, you can see those EMA crosses, like they're turning. If it can hold, it's great, but it's turning. I remember right here, $22 trillion was wiped out of that market in just silver and gold alone. They were after somebody. Same thing with copper. I think copper is going to be a good play. I'm interested in copper. I want to see copper come back somewhere in the area of $4.40 all the way down. Yeah, $4.40. That would be my good initial entry point where I can start buying those things in and seeing copper, not anytime soon, but see it rise. And as you can see, it's rejecting this trend line here. So chances are it's gonna probably come back down, and it's gonna take a while between 2027 of next year, right? So just got to be patient. You just have to be patient. I mean, we still have all the way into September, October, November, maybe even December. We might see it come back down here to this area. If it goes lower, I will buy more, but I doubt it. Okay, gold is another good commodity. As you can see, gold is already on the EMAs. Looks like it's ready to do some changes. Those RSIs are telling me that it's coming back down. Okay, so it's probably going to pull back down maybe to about, I don't know, 4,100. If not, if it goes down to 33, that's not a good sign. It means it's going down, but that's gold. Gold is a very scarce, material, precious metals. There's not a lot. So just like Bitcoin isn't a lot, there's not a lot of gold. That's why it's going to be expensive. Meanwhile, we talked about already about Nvidia and AMD, Tesla. Netflix is a piece of shit. They got nothing but a pile of shit when it comes to their streaming services, right? Like I don't like any of that. Okay, let's see what else do we have here. So Rich Tech Robotics is a company that makes, robotics. And with the use of AI, like I was saying earlier, if Rich Tech Robotics can utilize these AI chips that Nvidia's providing or AMD's providing, then it's going to be a big player. I want to see that happen. Okay, as you can see, it's got this reversal here on that 229 for the weekly, and possibly it's going to go a little higher. From there, it might go and tap, $3.92, come back, close these some little gaps, and then keep going higher, and then higher and higher and higher. But as you can see, the how should I say it? The RSIs are showing me that it's not overextended. It's probably due for a correction to go high, and I got to keep an eye on those things because that's where it's going to give me the signal indicators that it's time to sell when they're completely overextended. And just keep an eye on that. And that is the wave that you're seeing. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and so right now stocks is going to be doing well. Loading up is everything. If you bought high, that's fine. You got to buy lower, buy at the lower area so that you can bring your dollar cost average down lower, right? And position yourself and be in a better position. Okay. Also, let's see what else we got. Oh, yes, Nintendo. Look at Nintendo. Nintendo has took a fucking beating. But the RSI is telling me and the EMAs that it's in a downtrend. So this might be the reversal area to get in with Nintendo. Don't really give a shit if they have a lot of games, but I do like Super Mario games. Do I play it? No. But I am a fan because it's a classic, right? With the Wii's and the Nintendo Wii's. But look at these RSIs on the weeklies. This looks like it's probably due for ready for an uptrend. I want to buy. And I said a while back that it was going to hit like, $10 or $11, right? Some guy was like telling me, no, that's too low. And look, it came down all the way to $10.47. I said that. It may come down to this area, and it did. It wasn't that long ago. The only thing I hate is this split, right? 5-1. So basically, I don't know what it was. So it's like, let's see, 5-1. This is what? 5-1. That's October, right? So that's probably had to be like around $10 and some change. So it was probably like around $5 or something like that. No. What is it? 5-1. But it was probably worth more. And that's one thing I didn't like. But they did pretty well because they recovered in 2023. They started going up, 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 up. And they came back down. So Nintendo has a lot of work to do. They need to build something better. Maybe, that's probably what they're going to do. We also remember hearing that, I think, was it Call of Duty or gaming, where they're going to add AI to the gaming industry. So to assist you while you're playing. I don't know what it's going to do, but gamers are going to have access to AI. Most people are against it because it can, they're collecting data, but let's be realistic. Assume that they are already listening to you and collecting all the information. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But like I said before, it's not about what you think. It's what it is. So if you're not benefiting this by buying these companies or in stocks and trading, then you're losing. Don't be that person. Invest and don't complain, because otherwise it's going to hurt you really bad. Right? All you're doing is bitching and moaning, and that doesn't look attractive. But as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. There was a huge sell-off, and look, these are the buys on the weekly. It is telling me that it's probably reversing. It might come back down, maybe here to $11.07 here, and then probably go up. It's a sign that it's probably going to start reversing. Let's see how the monthly looks like. Yeah, see, there's a small buy right there. And look at this. On that monthly chart, it looks horrible. It's due for a correction. But who's to say that it can't come down? Okay, so then we have, let's see. Then we have, let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay, so the NASDAQ is starting to have more sells right on the monthly. Like I said, it has been overextended. It's been going on. You can see the volume here, right? And then you can see the selling point. I think it's already begun its retracement, this pullback. Okay, the higher side shows it's completely overextended on the monthly chart. Can it go higher? Probably. But it just doesn't look good. As you can see, the weekly shows that it was overextended. It started correcting. It's probably coming back down. Hit those areas of 26,000. If you want to get on the NASDAQ, 26,000 and some change, like 394. That's a good entry point to keep going up on the NASDAQ. All right. Who knows? I mean, maybe the NASDAQ might perform and beat Bitcoin because it's already at 30,000 or hit 30,000. It's only halfway through, and if Bitcoin falls, right, it's going to fall hard, and it might surpass Bitcoin for a while. Right there. Look at that. The group's extended, reversal, sell-offs, EMA crosses are here, right? It's still on an uptrend. Right? But yeah, that's what the NASDAQ is showing. Okay, we see oil, right? We see Chevron, corporate, America. Where the fuck they're from. But anyways. Okay, we see that Chevron also is holding there. It might actually come back down to 178. area right here. No, it might tap this area of 171 and then go higher. That's Chevron. It still shows like it's on an uptrend. When it comes to the monthly, it hasn't been overextended, but if we look at the weekly, it kind of is. So it might be a little bit of pullback. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so yeah, you can see there, right there. It might retest. No, that I wouldn't do that. Well, maybe it could. It actually might hit. It might retest this whole area, 139. If it does, no, yeah, it might, wick down there and then keep going up. That'd be a good one for Chevron. Okay, we know that vehicles like Toyota, Honda, Ford, Chevy, anything, they're gonna have a lot of AI implementation chips in your vehicles. You're gonna have to pay for subscriptions, and that's just the route that we're going. And this is why I say that AI is a big thing. The big thing. If you're not getting invested into it, then you're a fool. You're missing out money. Don't miss out money. Okay, take profits, or just let it sit there for a few years, see how high it goes, and keep buying crypto, keep trading it, right? Enjoy it while you can. Now, that kind of actually brings up the end of this live. Obviously, I'm going to pretty much end this live because we've already talked about that, how crypto is down and it's going to probably go lower. You should be loading up on those big dips. It may not run this year in December. It may just keep continuing to keep holding those bearish areas for a while, and so you should be loading up on that. And then of course making profits in the AI stock market, because money is money. So with that, make sure you guys keep an eye on the weekly, monthly, and daily if you're a spot trader like myself, if you're not doing this 24/7, if you're not scalping. Okay. And with that, make sure that if you're new, please like and follow and comment so that I can do better with this live stream. And then of course, download the WebBoss wallet. If you don't have it, utilize it. If you don't know how to utilize it, make sure you watch some of the other videos that I've had in the past on how to follow those steps on how to utilize the entire Metallicus ecosystem with your WebBoss wallet. Okay. But with that, I hope everyone enjoys their Saturday, Sunday, okay, and enjoy their summer. With that, I will. Oh, and make sure you check out my website, cryptocrickets.biz. Not just the link is in the bio. Check it out. And with that,